Booyah, people, this is Jeff Yalden, your teen life coach. You've got questions, I've got answers. You might not like it, but it's my opinion, and my opinion counts. All right, I appreciate you tuning in. Are you a teenager looking for self-esteem, looking to channel your energy in the right direction? Are you looking for higher self-confidence? Are you looking for good hand-eye coordination? You want to lose weight, get in overall better shape, and looking for good fitness? Are you looking for mental toughness and personal discipline? Are you looking to be the best that you can be? Are you having trouble controlling your aggression? Are you a violent individual? Well, I want to talk to you about the fastest growing, most popular sport in the world today, mixed martial arts, otherwise known as MMA. This sport is catching on faster than a teenage boy discovering a Victoria's Secret's catalog. Some of you adults and educators are probably looking at me like I'm crazy. I never said I wasn't. But I want to share with you what I think can help your son or daughter become a better, more disciplined, well-rounded, in better shape, more self-confidence individual. The most popular sport today. #1 sport with the most growth. Weekends all over television. Now it's coming to public television. I'm talking about mixed martial arts. I'm not telling you teens, and I'm not telling parents to go tell their teens to go out there and start punching people in the head. I'm not saying that. But I'm talking about something that is disciplined, something that is taught, something that is monitored, something that is coached, where there's doctors involved, there's sanctions involved, there's an organization that is sanctioning the event. What I'm talking about, and I want to be clear, I want to say this. Some of the best advice I ever received came from my brother. I remember growing up as an athlete, my brother taught me one time that one lucky punch, you can lose any or all of your senses. #1 thing I think I want teenagers to do, karate. Karate is a great way to get started. Go to your yellow pages, surf the internet, Google karate places in your local area. If you are having trouble with your teenager, or you as a teenager, you want more discipline, you want more self-confidence, karate, I think, is the best place to start. I think karate is about discipline. I think it's about personal fitness. I think it's about being coached and taught and being coachable. I think this is great. When I was growing up, I'd come home from school, I'd go out to practice, whether it be soccer, football, basketball, baseball. I played volleyball. I played stickball. I ran around the neighborhood playing kick the can, beating up the neighbors. I don't encourage you to beat up the neighbors, but my point is we were always active. We were always outside doing things. And what are our kids doing today? They're not as involved as they should be. Weight, obesity is on a rise because of budget cuts. We're cutting back some of the most important classes. We're cutting back everything. I want our young people to stay involved, to stay in shape. If you're not in shape, your self-confidence and your self-esteem is going to suffer. Now, the second place I think to do is look into mixed martial arts. If you're kind of liking karate and you're liking the physical contact and the discipline, I think the second step is all about technique. Learning the different forms of mixed martial arts. Learning about the ground game, wrestling. Learning about the boxing and hitting people. You got the gloves on. You got the pads. You're taught how to punch. A lot of people think this is going to go out in the street and knock someone out. You don't do that. You don't do that. Mixed martial arts is about technique. It's about learning, and it's learning how to hit people. Technique, technique, technique. I think that is taught. I think the third thing that I liked about mixed martial arts, take it to the third step. It's all about competition. I think competition is good. And let me tell you something about mixed martial arts. These are very educated young men and young women who step into the ring with each other, the cage with each other, and they have much respect for each other. Then they commence to beating the crap out of each other. One person walks away the victor. The other person walks away the loser. Hey, it is what it is. Someone always wins, someone always loses. But you want to go back to discipline and respect? These guys hug each other before the match. They hug each other after the match. It's personal discipline. And these are guys that are not out on the street fighting. It's controlled. It's educated. They are taught how to fight. And there's a great amount of respect for each other. Now listen, I know there are people out there saying that this isn't a sport, that this should fail to exist. It shouldn't even be around. It shouldn't be on TV. Let me tell you something. The media is not educating the consumers. These are a lot of uneducated people that know nothing about the sport that should just shut their mouths and do some research and do some homework before they start talking about the sport that it is. I'm going to tell you right now, there has never, ever been one associated death in mixed martial arts. Yo, the only death that's ever happened in an unsanctioned fight, and it happened many, many, many years ago. I'm not talking about fights that happen in local bars, that happen in small communities. I'm talking about controlled fighting with a sanctioning body that's referencing all of this, medical records, doctors, and determining whether these young men and young women are able to fight. What I am talking about is raising the self-esteem and what MMA can do to the attitudes, the behaviors, and the choices and the character of our young people. A sanctioning body is an organization that controls the fights, that controls the records of these young men and women, that determines if they're physically fit. A sanctioning body makes all these young men, young women go through physicals before they are able to fight. If they're not able to fight, they ain't fighting. And that's what a sanctioning body does. It controls the organization of MMA. Some of you might talk about boxing. Boxing this year alone has had 3 deaths alone. Boxing, you get hit in the head, you can sustain concussions. The thing about mixed martial arts is often the fight goes to the ground, where that's grappling, it's wrestling, it's submission. When you get taken to the ground, the force of the punch is so much more reduced. I guess you haven't heard of high school football, where there are a number of deaths a year associated with high school football. Not only a number of deaths, but we're not even talking about the number of young people that are paralyzed. I like football. I think it's a great game, but I think there are risks in anything you do. Mixed martial arts is a very safe event, sport, a way to get your aggression out, a way to teach young people personal discipline. It's about sacrifice. It's about coaching. It's one of the most popular sports today, and I want to encourage teenagers to get involved and learn as much as they can before they start fighting. Not street fighting, mixed martial arts. Yo, the bottom line is this. I want you to get more involved. I want you to be more active, because the more active you are, you're going to raise self-esteem, get in shape, improve hand-eye coordination. You're going to have self-discipline. You're going to be more active. You're going to lose weight, be in great shape. Hey man, the more involved you are, the less likely you'll engage in negative behaviors, making bad choices. And I think overall that improves your character. You become a good person. This is Jeff Yalden, your teen life coach. You've got questions, I've got answers. You might not like my opinion, but my opinion counts. I'm talking about MMA and the benefits it can do to teens. Booyah! Word! Peace to my homies.